This is the Blood Red podcast from the Liverpool Echo.
Your time, Djibril. First of all, Merseyside derby this weekend. Both teams got hopes of finishing the top four, but they're a little out of form. How do you see the derby going?
It's a derby is a derby. Even when you're not well, it's still a special game, and it's still a game that you want to win. You want to be, especially in this derby, the two teams in the same city. You want to remain. I don't want to say the king of the city, but you want to be the team that represent the city. And yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game because the two teams are quite well, a lot of quality, a lot of good players in both teams. So I think it's going to be a good game.
And what have you made of Liverpool's form so far this season? Obviously, they've lost a few games recently.
Yeah, they lost a few games. I'm sure they are disappointed more than us. But I still think top four is possible. But they're gonna need to win to start with the derby and to stop losing games, because it's there's a lot of teams like Everton, we mentioned, City, of course, United. There's a lot of teams that won the Champions League, and it's still possible for them. But they have to win games.
You've played in a Merseyside derbies yourself. Obviously, no fans this season. How much of an impact does that have?
It's that's another thing about this game. It's derby. You need the fans. When you play this kind of games, this kind of rivalry, you need the fans to. Sometimes you have a bad period in a game, and you need the fans to boost you. So it's gonna be a little difficult maybe for the players, but as a professional, you need to forget about all that and do your job and win the game with or without the fans.
And derby games, they don't really need any more spice, but there is that added element to this one with the fact that it was Everton who injured Van Dijk, injured Thiago, and it's pretty much changed Liverpool's season.
This is another thing that can motivate the players. It's to think about the injuries and especially when Van Dijk is been injured again and Thiago against Everton. So it's another motivation. But and to be honest, I don't think you need all this kind of extra motivation to be 100% against focus against a team when it's a derby. I don't think you need to think of it, and I don't really think the players are really focused on that. They focus on the game, try to prepare the game as much as they can, and to be 100% ready when the whistle's going to blow.
Obviously, you suffered a pretty serious injury yourself during your time at Liverpool. What sort of impact does that have on a squad to see one of the star players ruled out for a lengthy period of time?
It's an important player, but to be honest, you have to think about the guy that's gonna replace him. He's under pressure. He's in his head, he knows that he's gonna replace for me the best defender in the world. So trust me, he's under a lot of pressure. So if the squad need to be here for him, to support him, to help him, giving him best for the team, and not trying to put too much pressure by thinking about what if Van Dijk was playing. I think they need to support and they need to help the guy that gonna play, and yeah, of course it's a big loss, but it's it's how it is. There's nothing you can do. He's out, so let's try to be the best team as we can without him.
I'm just going to touch quickly on Kylian Mbappe. Obviously, it's been an incredible week for him, getting a hat-trick against Barcelona. He's been linked with Liverpool pretty consistently now. Is he a player you could see moving to Liverpool one day? Could he fit into that Jurgen Klopp team?
Well, to be honest, I would love to see that. I would love to see him in Liverpool. I mentioned it a few times. I think he's the kind of player that can do really, really extremely well in England, extremely well in Liverpool, and I think he can be a really exciting player for the fans. You know, this kind of player that every time when he's got the ball, you know that something gonna happen, and yeah, I would love to see him in that red shirt.
How do you reckon he'd have fit alongside a Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah?
He'll be a nightmare for the defenders. That's what I know. And and yeah, and I think that's the kind of player that can, you know, bring you a consistency in the Champions League and in the league. You know, you can rely on a player like this. You know, he's rarely injured. He's a good boy. So I think he's the kind of player that Liverpool should, you know, do the best that they can to sign him. That's
No,
only my advice.
Then talk now about your own. Obviously, you were linked with them for a good year before the move happened, and it was when Gerard Houllier was in charge. But the time you got there, Rafa Benitez had taken over. Can you give us a little insight into how that whole move unfolded?
Yeah. I signed. I was already linked to Liverpool a year. My last season in France, I already gave my word to Liverpool, so it was a done deal. And yeah, I was really excited, really looking forward to play with like Steven Gerrard, Michael Owen at the time, Didier Amann, you know, a lot of big names. Sorry for the one that I forgot, but there's a lot of big names in the team, and I was really excited to be a part of this team. Yeah, Giroud and Gérard Houllier, they were really quite close, and I think they really make me choose the right club and took the right decision for me, because I had a lot of clubs at the time, but I think that Liverpool was the one for me. And even if, you know, I get injured early in the season, but at the end he ended well. So I think I made the right decision, and I want to thank Giroud and Gérard Houllier to advise me to go to this club.
Obviously, you'd have been keeping a close eye on Liverpool before the move went through. Imagine you'd been picturing yourself playing alongside a Michael Owen and Emil Heskey. And by the time you'd come, they'd both pretty much left the club. And Rafa Benitez plays one up front. What's going through your mind there, having to impress a new manager?
Well, yeah, the situation was a little special for me, because I signed with one manager and I end up with another one that I might, you know, not be his cup of tea. So I didn't know when Benitez arrived. I didn't know if he liked me or not, or, you know, because he didn't sign me. So I was like, yeah, let's give your best and we see. So we started well. I scored a few goals. Then my injury comes. Then I had to, you know, to fight again to come back in the team. And yeah, after the injury, it was a little bit more difficult. But you know, that's how it is. That's football. But I'm still really happy, and I still think that it's the best choice that I made, even if, you know, the injuries happened. But I still think that it's the best choice. It was the best choice for me.
It must have been a pretty terrifying injury for you to suffer, yet you made it back in remarkable time, really, looking back. You still finished, I think, in 6 weeks of the season left, 2 months?
Yeah, it was a quick recovery. You know, at the time I had a wonderful medical staff with us. Dr. Waller saved my career, to be honest with you. And yeah, you know, I was really focused on getting fit ASAP, not too quick. You know, I wasn't ready to do like stupid things and come back, even if I wasn't ready. But I was really focused, doing my thing, doing my treatments and what I have to do, my rest. And yeah, he went quite quick. I think it was 5.5 months or 6 months, like this, something like this. Yeah, it was quite quick for an injury like this. Yeah.
And then it was the perfect time to return for you because obviously Istanbul, you might not have been able to start, but you came on, scored in the shootout. Couldn't have ended any better that first season.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It started a little difficult, but it ended well. So so yeah, I think when you're ready to make sacrifices and when you're willing to work and to make to suffer for your to to achieve good things, I think you most of the time you can achieve them. And I did really a lot of work um, in the background. That I wasn't in the pitch, so people didn't really realize what I was doing. But it was really really hard to come back as quick as I did.
And what did Rafa Benitez say at half time during the game? What did he say to you as well when you were coming on in the second half?
At the halftime, he was really positive, and I think that was one of the things that made us realize that we can still come back into this game. He was like I don't want to say not worried, but he was like something like he knew that something gonna happen. He wasn't angry. He wasn't really anxious. He was like talking really calmly and telling us what to do and how we're gonna play, making a few changes and telling us to put pressure on them and that if he feels that something gonna happen. Then Stevie G gave a few words as a captain, a few words to boost us, and the magic happened.
And what was going through your head when you're stepping up to take that penalty in the shootout? Obviously, Jersey Dudek, he's putting off the AC Milan players. Were you calm and
Mm.
cool, or were you a bit nervous going up for it?
No, I was calm. I was calm because 6 months earlier I was barely walking. So I was like, yeah, Jib, after everything you've been through, just be relaxed, be calm, do your job. You know how to score goals, so don't put extra pressure on you. And even if it's a big game, it's a Champions League final, just think that you're playing with your mates in the street. And it's what I done. I was really relaxed and really focused on scoring that penalty.
What's your lasting memory of winning the Champions League and all the celebrations back in Liverpool and at the game?
The parade yeah, it was crazy. This bond with the fans on the tour bus was amazing, and I remember like it was yesterday. To be honest, it was an amazing moment.
And then a year on, you started in the FA Cup final. You scored a great goal in that. It's like that experience of Istanbul must have given you that hope to come back again.
Yeah, because we were 2-0 down, and when you experience a game like Istanbul, it gives you a lot of power. When you're into a difficult situation. So we came back to 1. I scored. Then I think they took the lead again. They scored again, and Stevie G scored 2 great goals. And we went to the penalty shootout, and again, we were stronger than West Ham, and we won the cup. But I'm quite sure that we deep down in our head, we thought about this game and see, we did it once, so why not? Why not doing another time?
And how did your exit from Liverpool come about? Obviously, during your last season, you were played out of position a bit. Rafa Benitez had signed Morientes, Crouch, Fowler. There's a lot of competition there. Do you have an inkling that maybe you weren't part of his long-term plans?
That's what I say. When the manager sign you and you end up with another one, uh, you know that if you don't give your 100%, and especially with my injury, I knew that it's a possibility that Rafa bring his own players, and it might be difficult for you, but I wasn't really angry. I respect him. There's a lot of managers that could put me on the bench and put me on the fridge and use me when he needs and basically kill my career. So he told me, he'd been honest with me. He said, "Yeah, you're not really the kind of player that I need in my system. So I'm not gonna carry on with you. So if you have a good opportunity, just go." And I signed in Marseille. So I respect him for this. He gave me my freedom. He could have, put me in the club and be another player on the list. Um, so for this, I respect him, and yeah, I was disappointed because I built my family in Liverpool. I had kids. I bought my house. I waited a long time, to be a part of this club. So to leave like this, yeah, of course, it was sad. But on the other hand, like I said, he gave me the opportunity to play and to shine in another club. So so it was nice of him, even if I think we two clever gentlemen, and we would have found a solution anyway. But yeah, I respect him, and I'm not even angry or something about with him. We won the Champions League together, we won the cup together, we had a lot of good memories together. So no, yeah, I have only good things to say about Rafa.
And it's when you look back at your Liverpool career, it might have only been 2 years long, but you scored twice in the Super Cup final, you scored in the FA Cup final, scored in the shootout in the Champions League. You certainly stood up and were counted on the big occasions.
Yeah. When I look back, um, yeah, I scored against I scored on the final, so it's important, and I think and I hope that the Liverpool fans gonna have some good memories about me, and that's what important. And I gave my 100% for the club. My injury didn't help. I think I could do a lot more, but we I did my best with what I had, and I scored some important goals. So I'm quite happy with what I did.
What was your favourite goal, your favourite memory from your time at Liverpool?
My favorite goal, I think, you have to be the against West Ham in the final. It's a nice goal because it's an important game. He put you back on the game. The pass, Stevie G's pass, it's amazing. The my volley is quite difficult to execute. So it's a really nice goal, and I think that's my favorite goal.
And the final one from me now, I'm guessing the answer is going to be a pretty obvious one, but best player you've ever played with, Steven Gerrard, was best player in training?
In Liverpool, you mean, huh? In my
Yeah.
Liverpool time. Yeah, Stevie was something. We had a lot of good players, but Stevie he had the heart, he had the technique, he had the shooting abilities, he scored goals, he defend, and he was a leader, and he was a top guy. So because he helped me a lot, when you arrive in the city, and when you change country, you need this kind of help from the people that know the club and know the city, and Stevie helped me a lot. He was there. He talked to me a lot. He didn't let me lost in the club and in the city. So he's another guy that I want to say thank you, because he helped me a lot.
Perfect. Thank you, Djibril. Thanks for your time.